Tom Friedman is maybe the hardest working reporter I know. He is just back from Kurdistan, where he delivered, among other things, a commencement address. In addition to doing some reporting there, he also interviewed President Obama recently on this issue of climate change for the Showtime series Years of Living Dangerously. I want to play just a part of that interview that will air later on Showtime.
At least once a day, you'll see something on the national security side or domestic policy side that is impacted in some fashion by the possibilities of climate change. The area where we are most concerned is how climate change could end up having profound national security implications in poorer countries. We're obviously concerned about drought in California or hurricanes and floods along our coastlines. All those things are bread and butter issues that touch on American families. But when you start seeing how these shifts can displace people, entire countries can be finding themselves unable to feed themselves. And the potential incidents of conflict that arises out of that, that gets your attention. There's a reason why the Secretary of Defense and the Joint Chiefs of Staff identified climate change is one of our most significant national security problems. It's not just the actual disasters that might arise. It is the accumulating stresses that are placed on a lot of different countries and the possibility of war, conflict, refugees, displacement that arise from changing climate.
That interview airs Monday night, right, Tom?
On Showtime, yeah.
On Showtime. What else did the President tell you?
Well, I think the importance of the interview that he did, Bob, is that the President really has never done a full-length interview on this subject. It's always been a little bit of a hot potato. They've been worried, about taking any attention away from jobs. And so I think the importance of this is threefold. First of all, there's no one who can change the conversation in the country, as you know, more than the President. And I'm a big believer to name something is to own it. If you can name an issue, you can own the issue. For so long, green, was really named by the people who hated it. And they named it liberal, sissy, girly man, unpatriotic, vaguely French. What Obama is doing in this interview, and I think with his EPA regulations, is renaming green. He's naming it geostrategic, geoeconomic, innovative, patriotic. And he made two big points in the interview that I think will begin a whole different discussion. One is the International Energy Agency in 2012 came out with a study that said we basically have to keep roughly 2/3 of proven oil reserves, oil and gas, in the ground because we can't exploit them. Otherwise, we're going to burn up the planet. The President talked about that, and he agrees with that assessment. Over time, we got to make that transition. And the other, he said, I'm for a price on carbon.
All right. Well, Tom, we'll look forward to that interview, and thank you for being with us this morning.
Pleasure.
We'll be back.